Another thing that can be over consuming too is other people speaking into your life. You know, we've talked about how if they don't have the life that you want, you shouldn't be listening to them. Don't listen to them. Don't listen to their advice. But I sometimes get guilty of letting Joe Blow speak into my head and let that dictate what I think is best for me, when I know what's best for me. And then I have other people that have no idea what I'm trying to accomplish, no idea what I'm trying to do every day, speak into my life because they're my friends, whatever. But then I give it too much credit. I give it too much validation in what they're saying when they really don't know what I want to do. Right. And so that's where, like, for you and I, our relationship works so well because we have a common background in professional wrestling. We have a common ground in fitness. We have a common ground in technology. We have a common ground in all these things. And we're trying to build our own businesses, do our own thing. And that's what has like helped our friendship blossom so much, is because we're both kind of going in the same direction. And when you say something to me, I kind of have a thought that's going to lead you in the right way. And then when I say something to you, you have a thought that leads me in the right way. And we don't overconsume on other people's opinions on what we're trying to do because they don't know what we're trying to do. And I think a lot of people get guilty, you know, for younger people, they get guilty of listening to what their parents say and what their parents want them to do, or what their girlfriend or boyfriend says, because they're trying to, you know, satisfy other people and whatever. And you just listen to all these other outside influences. And then you don't end up doing what you want because you didn't take the time to figure out what you wanted to do. And then you just, oh, well, I'm going to go listen to this person. And now I'm going to consume their content, and maybe they're the right person. And then I'm going to consume this content. And then I'm going to consume this content and think that all these things are going to get you where you want to go. But the reality is all they do is keep you where you're at because you have no fucking clue what to do. Sorry.
The Dave Ramsey. No, that's great. The Dave Ramsey analogy, if people like Dave Ramsey, he goes, why would you take financial advice off a broke person?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if somebody's not doing what you're planning to do, why would you? I mean, it's human nature. It's human nature also on social media. And I've been guilty, and you've talked with me off camera and coached me on it. You know, you want to get feedback as a brand, but you already know what you have to do. And most comments, I swear, I hate to say this, most comments on social media are from people that aren't having any plans to do what you want to do. What they do plan to do is drag you down.
Yeah, 100%.
Nobody tries to lift people up, and that's in general, not even social media. This is not a society where people lift each other up in small circles like you and I, my wife, your wife. People that really care about you will always lift you up and also tell you when, hey, that's not a good idea. Then it has gravity. Right. But the people who don't know anything, they don't. What did you say? The people that are telling you this are never doing better than you.
Sure. Yeah.
They're not living the life. More specifically, like you say, they're not living the life that you want to live. So why listen to them?
Right.
They're truly, all you can do really is just pray for them, because they truly need to find something. Because when you expel that much energy into bringing others down instead of lifting yourself up, it's a terrible existence.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's 100% true. And so, I mean, so like we've really kind of beat this home in the social media aspect of things, and the overconsumption of all the exterior forces. But to kind of talk a little bit about the nutrition and diet piece of this as well, you know, like the overconsumption of food is something that is more often than not, you don't even realize you're doing, because the portion sizes have gotten so big. And so now plates have gotten so, like, just the plate that you have is so much bigger than it used to be back in the day when you were in, 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago. Plates themselves used to be smaller, because in our world of overconsumption, we just want bigger is better, right? Like that's what everybody thinks. And so when we have food, when we go to restaurants, the portion sizes are huge because they have to feel like they're giving you value.
No, I don't know about this.
Well,
I don't know about now.
Fast food restaurants.
Sorry, I don't want to. I
Fair
don't
enough.
want to
Fair
give
enough.
that. That would be the remark. Like if you've been to the restaurant.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Maybe
Sorry,
that's
go
not the
ahead. I'm
best
sorry.
example.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. That's great. A better example would be like, and I don't recommend that people eat a lot of cereal, but if you look at a box of cereal, the serving size on the back is like a cup or a half a cup. And so they give you the calorie count on a half a cup or a cup of cereal. But when was the last time you only ate a cup of cereal? Right? Like if you had a
Mhm.
bowl of cereal, when was the last time it was only a
Well,
cup's
what you
worth?
just said,
Yeah.
people think a half a cup is a half a bowl. It's
Yeah.
totally different measurement.
Right. And so like it's just the overconsumption is just built into what we do. And you look at every food product that you purchase, you just want to eat more of it. And I think it's figuring out what you can overconsume. If you want to overconsume on broccoli, by all means go ahead, right? Like that's not going to negatively affect your diet. You might be a little gassy, but it's not going to make you fat, right? But if you overconsume on all of the things that people normally overconsume on, it definitely affects your body. And over time, your body can't process the food that you're consuming. So like a bowl of cereal, your body could probably process that half a cup of cereal and not really negatively impact you in a huge way, not make you put on a ton of weight. And because our bodies can handle that in a certain amount of time. But when you eat 2 to 3 times what your body can handle in that moment, what does it do? It takes it and stores it as fat because it can't process all of that. And so then now when you overconsume all of those easy, simple carbs, simple processed foods and things like that, your body just stores it because of that crazy overconsumption that you have. And if you can dial that back, then you're probably not going to gain the weight that you're gaining. Might actually start to lose weight if you dial back the consumption of food that you're having. And it's hard. I get it. Like there's a ton of widely available, highly processed foods for anybody to consume at any time. I mean, you walk into a gas station and think about how much stuff you can just grab. You get a candy bar, you get whatever. It's so much that it's probably not even it's so much per bar now. They've made the sizes bigger to where the fun size used to be the regular size. Like it's crazy with the amount of overconsumption that we have in the world that totally keeps us fat and unhealthy and unmotivated to do things. And then it's this cyclical effect. You overconsume in your food, so then you feel like a turd. So then you sit on your couch and you scroll and you overconsume on social media or you overconsume on Netflix. And then because you feel like you're sitting on Netflix and you're just bored out of your mind, then you go eat more. And it's just this constant overconsumption. And you got to break that cycle at some point. And if you break that cycle, get into action, maybe you can improve your life and improve the quality of life that you live every single day.
I think a good analogy between what you just said with the food, the social media, the TV, and all that stuff, all those things do not fill you up, whether fill you up physically with the food, fill you up mentally, or fulfill you in general,
Yeah.
emotionally, spiritually, whatever it might be. That's what's going on. That leads to the overconsumption. We're not saying like, hey, if you feel like having a bowl of cereal, have a bowl of cereal. The problem is if you are on a fitness journey and you're working out and you're trying to look better and do it, those are literally empty calories.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it. I'd rather see somebody you want to go out and eat a whole rotisserie chicken from Sam's Club.
Yeah.
At least you're getting protein, right? You're not going to
Yeah.
be able to finish it, but there's substance to it. And
Sure.
that's probably, I think, a good guideline.
Yeah.
Like after you eat food, how do you feel?
Sure.
After you eat cereal, after you eat like sugary stuff, even bread, stuff like that, you might be like, oh, I feel so bloated. But you're not really full.
Yeah.
You could probably eat again in like a half hour or whatever. And are you going to eat another bowl of cereal? Now you're
Yeah.
going to be even less full and want more. It leads to one of the seven deadly sins,
Sure.
gluttony.
Yep.
So
Yep.
it's just crazy. And I've been in there too, where oh, I'm going to eat this, eat that. But once you do that, you're going to keep going down that road of cheat meal once a week, or a cheat meal once a week, then a cheat day, then a cheat meal almost every day. Then you
Yeah.
deserve it. Then you worked out hard. Then
Yep.
you're stressed from work. Then you're emotionally eating because you're stressed out that your life is falling apart. Now,
Yep.
all this stuff it just snowballs into a bunch of different things.
Yep.
But Overconsumption, it's hard, man. I love food. I love Chinese buffets. I love sushi buffets, but at the same time, it doesn't functionally do anything for me. So
Sure.
I'd rather, dude, I hard boil eggs because I don't, cooking up eggs and doing whatever, but hard boiling 12, 16, 20 eggs in the Instapot at the time. Dude, if I get hungry, I just eat like 2 or 3 eggs and I can't eat a fourth. I'm
Right.
full from that. So
Sure.
that's my little story I'm sharing.
No, that's I mean, that's great. And I think that's a great tip for people when trying to understand how, like, so we've addressed and we've talked about overconsumption, what it is, what the negatives are, and how people fall into you can fall prey to it, right? But what can you do to try to overcome it? And I think it's exactly what you said. Does it fill you up? Do you feel full?